So my next expansion is going to be the Fortress expansion because it's required for the next level of the campaign for the Tower expansion. So we'll do a quick unboxing, show what's inside here, and that way I'll see what's, well, I won't see because I don't like to flip through and know everything. I'll just take a quick glance at what's being added to my main game. The first thing in the components is 7 new map tiles, which are 1 starting tile, 3 far tiles, 2 near tiles, and 1 center tile. 1 town board with all the appropriate building tiles set in it, which can be punched out and used. The mission book, which contains the solo campaign for the fortress. Another player's aid card. 2 hero models. I think I really like this knoll on the horse. That's cool. 7 unit models, which are the knoll, the lizard man, dragonflies, basilisk, gorgons, wyverns, and probably my favorite miniature so far in terms of looks, the Hydra. That's awesome. Too bad the Fortress are swamp-dwelling lamos. They're one of my least favorite factions to play in the game, but that doesn't matter for components for this list. Anyway, also comes with a double-sided hero card. The hero of might is Wystan, or Wystan, and the hero of magic being Adrienne. 7 unit cards. The town building tiles, which I had pointed out earlier. There's 7 of them. 2 neutral unit cards, which I don't know what they are. I'm just going to put them in the regular rotation now. 3 Astrologer's Proclaim cards. 8 artifact cards. 20 spell cards. 4 ability cards. 6 specialty cards. 20 event cards. 8 statistic cards, which are 4 defense, 2 power, and 2 knowledge cards. 9 gold tokens, which are 3 1 gold, 3 3 gold, and 3 10 gold. 6 building material tokens, 3 1 building material, and 3 3 building material. 4 valuables tokens, 3 1s and 1 3. 3 tokens for the town board, consisting of the build, the population, and the spellbook token. And 1 morale token. And some acrylic cubes, 10 black and 20 dark green. The Fortress expansion box adds some new elements to the game, the first of which will be events. Fortress introduces event cards that describe new types of events, which means that with this expansion, the gameplay can be affected by 3 types of events: the Astrologer's Proclaim cards, timed events, and event cards. So how event cards work are at the start of each resource round, except for the first one, after each player is given their resources, an event card is drawn and resolved according to its description. We'll go over this one here in a second, a Shady Auction. The first player draws the first card, then on the next resource round, the drawing player changes clockwise. Event cards describe events that affect different aspects of the game, and they take effect immediately. Shuffle this deck and place it face down near the round tracker at the start of the game. So going over this card here, we have up top, we have its name, then there's fluff, and then there's the actual effect down below. Whenever event cards are used in the game, the following rules will apply. Event cards are only used in scenarios involving multiple players. If the described action does not involve other players, each player performs the action in clockwise order. If there is no specific information on the order of performing actions, the players take actions clockwise, starting with the one who drew the event card. If the action described in the event are not connected to each other, players can perform them simultaneously without waiting for other players to finish. After resolving an event, if any additional cards are left, shuffle them back into the piles from which they were taken. For example, a Shady Auction has repeat 3 times. Reveal the top card from the artifact deck. In secret, each player takes as much gold in their hand as they are willing to pay for it. Then reveal your bets at the same time. The one with the highest proposal discards the gold and claims the card. If there are no bets, there is a tie. Discard that card. Or there is a tie. Some cards refer to schools of magic, and every spell card belongs to one of the following 4 of them: air, fire, earth, and water. Each school has its own border around the symbol. Note that although Magic Arrow belongs to all schools of magic, it can benefit from a bonus from only one school at a time. School of Fire, represented by flames. School of Water, represented by a seashell with coral veins or something. School of Air, represented by a cloud. And School of Earth, represented by a vine with some leaves. In the Fortress expansion, you'll find more tiles with new locations to discover. Those will be on page 26 of the mission book that comes in the Fortress expansion. However, I'm not going to go over each of them because I like to discover as I play, but there's only 3 new spots on here. It looks like a town, a settlement, and a scholar. Also in the mission book that comes in the Fortress expansion is the description of Alliance Mode. This mode requires at least 1 expansion and 4 players to form an alliance of 2 versus 2 players. Some additional rules regarding this is when playing this mode, these apply. An alliance is a team of 2 players that is determined at the beginning of the game and lasts for the duration of the chosen scenario. Each player chooses their faction at the beginning of the scenario. Allied players can exchange artifacts. To do so, they need their heroes to occupy adjacent fields. Resources may be exchanged without the need for both players' heroes to occupy adjacent fields. Members of an alliance can exchange resources freely during their turn of either player in the team. Players in an alliance cannot flag locations that are already flagged by a player from the same alliance. And in finishing the scenario, allied players share the victory and defeat conditions. There is no additional step of comparing who did better in the given game or contributed to the victory more.